All right, thank you for joining me. This is Dwayne Beisner, and this is part one of my training on persuasion and influence. Okay, so I'm going to take us through some various information from different various people. This will probably end up being 8 to 10 segments. All right, and my intent is to help you as a salesperson with setting more appointments and making more money effortlessly from those appointments. You'll obtain distinctions. And what does that mean? Well, a distinction means an understanding beyond common knowledge. You really need to repeat information like this, as you probably have heard, at least 7 times. Why? Well, have you ever heard a favorite song, and then you just started singing along with the words? Did you have a goal to learn those lyrics, or did you just do it? And how did you do it? By repetition. So what's the number one distinction? Stay in the conversation. You know how hard it is to get momentum once you get off track, or in other words, you're out of the conversation. Okay? Now basically, if I had a board right here and I drew a large circle and I took one little sliver, okay, 3%, let's say that circle's 100% of all the knowledge in the world, 3%, okay, would be what you know that you know. Now 7%, a little bit bigger sliver, but still a sliver, is all of what you know that you don't know. But the scary thing is that 90%, the rest of that circle, are things that you don't know that you don't know. Think about that for a minute. Eventually, not today of course, but we'll go through probably 100 or more new ideas. So how do you deal with overload when you get a whole bunch of ideas? Well, you need to get in the habit of prioritizing the most important ideas that will help give you the most value. Have you heard of the 80-20 rule? Well, the 80-20 rule can apply to ideas. Let's say you have 10 new ideas from a seminar. The top 2 are equal in value to the bottom 8 combined. Think about that. So take those top 2 ideas and discard the other 8, or at least put them on the back burner, okay? Then there'll be actually less overload. Next distinction is to move at the speed of instruction. Too many times people will say, hey, that's a good idea. And then, what happens after that? You're right, nothing. They forget. Nothing ever happens. I'm sure it's happened to you. I know it's happened to me. So, without taking action, nothing is possible. With taking action, everything is possible. Action is the number one key ingredient to all success. There's also a rule called the 999 to 1 rule, which is an extension of the 80-20 rule. Occasionally you'll come across one idea that is so incredible, it's worth the other 999 ideas all combined. This is also known as an elegant idea. The next big idea, is to be coachable. Ask yourself, am I coachable? One of the factors that will have much to do with your success in sales is whether or not you're coachable. The difference between a belief and knowing is that a belief is laced with doubt. Knowing is not. Now, we're all influenced by someone. So ask yourself, who influences you? Also, one of the things that really dictates to a great degree how we think is who we associate with. This is an internal conversation you need to have with yourself. Do you have people that are pulling you up to a higher level of success? And here's a thought. There should be some people that you are pulling up to a higher level of success. This is called a win-win, and it's also called reciprocation. So you're busy trying to make money and be successful, okay? How often do you think about your why? Why do you do all that you do? Why do you work so hard? What is the outcome or goal that gets you really excited if time and if money were no object? Sales success comes down just to 3 things: the inner game, the outer game, and action. The inner game, the mental side of selling. It is your belief systems, your comfort zones. It is your mindset. It's how you deal with the fear of rejection. The outer game is the tactical side of selling. What you say, when you say it, and how you say it. Planning your day, time management, sales scripts, mechanics of success, and things like that. Action is moving yourself to do the things you know you should be doing in order to be successful in your business. Of the inner game and the outer game, which of those 2 do you think is most important? If you said the inner game, you're right. Tony Robbins has a great quote on this. Success is 80% why and 20% how. Why is the inner game. How is the outer game? I'm just curious, how many of you have ever heard of Dr. Moyne? Well, he was the first person to write about NLP and selling. His book, Ultimate Selling Power, was selected by Success Magazine as one of the top selling books of all times. And he had a quote, "Selling is 90% psychology." Okay, so basically, if you were here in front of me and there was a crowd of people here, I would basically at this point say, hey, I need your participation, so please play along with me. And you might want to do this at home. You might feel a little funny, but think about it. Here's an exercise I want you to do. It's called, what level are you playing at? So I would say good morning to you, and I would want you to reply back, good morning, at say a level 6. So let's do that, and then we probably would do it again. I'd say, hey, let's do it at a level 8, okay? And you can put in your mind what you figure a level 6 would be to you, what a level 8 would be to you. Then basically I would say, hey, okay, one last time, but this one has to be a level 10. Give it everything that you've got, but before we do it, I want you to picture in your mind what you believe a level 10 looks like. So, think about that. And you know, there's so many people that wouldn't even try to do a level 10 because of embarrassment. Well, the thing I've got to say, if you wouldn't play along with a silly little exercise like that, then how much are you really playing at the game of life in your different roles? Okay? What if your success in real estate this year was riding right now on how much energy and how much enthusiasm you put in to saying good morning at a level 10? What if? Okay, what if the success of the neighbor on either side of you, if you were in an audience that I was talking to, what if that was causing, what if the success or how they played on the level 10 on either side of you had an input on how well you were going to do in sales and real estate? Think about that. So I got a series of questions for you. First one, over the last 30 days, have you been working your business on a daily, as you've been working your business on a daily level, what level, honestly, because nobody else is going to be listening except yourself here, what level have you been playing at? A couple more questions to ponder. What level have you been playing at making your calls? What level have you been playing at on getting referrals? What level have you been playing at for follow-up? What level have you been playing at for your attitude and your enthusiasm? What level have you been playing at in the relationships that you care about most? What level have you been playing at in your health? And what level have you been playing at spiritually? Right now, at this moment, you can choose at what level you'll play. I hope to see you at the next segment for Persuasion and Influence Part 2. Have a successful day.